Good morning, everyone. So now we do the remaining chapter of poverty. So let us start with measures to remove poverty. The various measures which the government has taken to combat poverty in the country. So the very first is combating poverty through GDP growth. That is, if GDP in the country grows, then poverty can be tackled. Then combating means controlling or trying to bring it under limits the poverty in the country. Combating or fighting poverty by improving the distribution of income. How? Through fiscal and legislative measures. We talk about these two. Then the fourth step is combating or overcoming poverty through population control and other measures which enhance the quality of life of the poor. Now let us start with the first one, combating poverty through GDP growth. GDP, everybody knows, it is in other words the national income of the country, which when distributed amongst the people after dividing it by the GDP divided by the population of the country will give what? The per capita GDP or the per capita income. Yes, if this is higher, then the standard of living of the people is high in that country, and if it is low, it means there is poverty in the country. So GDP growth is an ultimate solution to the problem of poverty. When the pace of GDP growth is accelerated, when it increases, if the GDP growth is increased, new opportunities of employment are generated. Yes, so how GDP, if GDP is increasing, it means for sure the employment opportunities in the country are increasing. Yes, if the employment opportunities increase, income of the people is increasing. Income increasing means what? Indirectly the GDP is also increasing. More and more workers will find employment in the farms and as well as in the factories and also in the services sector. Greater the employment, more inclusive would be the growth process, implying lesser poverty. It means the growth process will be whatever is the GDP growth, that is equitable distribution of the GDP is there amongst all the sections of the society. There is no much disparity between the rich and the poor. Then there's another term, jobless growth. Jobless growth, what they have given here, jobless growth means what? Growth, wherever we use the word growth, it means increase in the GDP or the national income. In a country like ours, every year, although the GDP or the national income is increasing, yes, but as compared to that, the employment opportunities are not increasing. So it means what? GDP is increasing, yes, but the employment opportunities are not. It means what? This is what is known as jobless growth. Growth is there, but jobs are not increasing. Yes, so the contribution is increasing by each of the sectors, but at the same rate the number of unemployed being added to the workforce, that is not the workforce, it is to the people who can work, who are willing to work, that is going on increasing without any employment. Yes, then the next step is the combating poverty by improving the distribution of the income through fiscal and legislative measures. Fiscal measures are the taxation policy, the expenditure, the subsidies given, yes, all these together. Let us talk about in detail fiscal measures. What are the fiscal measures? Fiscal measures refer to the policy of taxation and subsidies. So the taxation policy adopted by the government as well as the subsidies. The government places greater reliance on a progressive tax structure in a country like ours. Progressive taxation, where as your income is increasing, you will have to pay a higher amount of tax. Yes, and if the poor, they do not have to pay any tax. So this is one of the ways to give some justice to the poor people. Then tax receipts of the government are used to subsidize purchases by the poorer sections of the society. So whatever tax is collected by the better income group, yes, in the form of taxes, so that is what is used by the government to give subsidies to the poor people in the form of food subsidy. They are given the shelter, that subsidized rate, they are given the agriculture subsidies are given to the farmers, to the poor farmers, and the fertilizers. So all this is helping the poor people. The capital grants are offered to the poor for construction for their houses. Capital grants means because the houses the capital grants are those grants which would help the poor people to whatever amount they are using for a longer time. Like if they construct small houses, that house becomes an asset for them. So that is what is known as capital grants. Grants are given to bring up some fixed assets like the small houses which would last for a long time. So for the construction of their houses, besides grants for self-employment also. Yes, enough opportunities are given by the government to the poor so that they are able to do something on their own, get employed on their own instead of looking for jobs. Then coming to legislative measures, yes, these refer to the Minimum Wages Act, making it mandatory, that is compulsory for the employers to offer the stipulated minimum wage to the employees. Whatever wage rate is fixed by the government for every category of employee, every category of worker, that much amount the employer has to pay. This is a sort of protection given by the government to the poor people. Legislative measures also include such policies as a price floor for the purchase of farm outputs. It means what? That is, they would guarantee that the price of the commodity, whatever food grains are producing, will not fall beyond a limit. Yes, so that the farmers don't go into a loss. So this refers to the stipulated minimum price that must be offered to the farmers for the purchase of their output. Yes, the output, whatever output they are selling, so they'll be selling at a good price, yes, which will cover up their cost of production, yes, so that they are able to earn some profit. Then right to education is another example, which is a legislative right, a measure given to enhance the quality of life of the poor segments. If they are educated, naturally their standard of life will be better. Then the next is combating poverty through population control. This is so important in a country like ours. Yes, so we all know that per capita income is what? National income upon the population, upon the mid-year population divided by the population. So if the national income may be increasing every year, but if the population is not under control, then we will not be able to feel the fruits of the growth. Yes, so the government has to take steps to see that the population remains under control. If the population is under control, if the national income is increasing, then naturally the per capita income will also increase. If the per capita income is increasing, it means for sure the standard of life of the people will increase.